Bienvenue sur ECHOES, le podcast international qui donne la parole à celles et ceux que le monde a changé. Chaque épisode c'est une voix, un fragment de mémoire, un instant d'histoire. Rendez-vous chaque mercredi à 18h et abonnez-vous pour ne rien manquer.
I love to be a fighter. I love to be having a ability to protect someone. And I kind of hope everyone could have the mindset that if one day war is really happening, we all need to learn how to defend ourselves. You can't just like go abroad when the war happened and come back when it's over. It's not like that. So we have to have this mindset that one day we will have to defend ourselves, our nation, and even that means you might have to sacrifice yourself for that.
I was always told keep your enemies close, and the way to keep them close is to make them think that you're friends with them.
C'était la défaite de la France.
If one day war is really happening, we all need to learn how to defend ourselves.
Lo habían torturado horrible. Mi papá estaba colgado.
Одразу зв'язалася з сім'єю, повідомила, що я жива.
去中国大陆的时候，也给你带走。
Pour la première fois de ma vie que j'entendais des explosions.
Alors que Taïwan vit sous la menace constante de la Chine, l'île renforce son service militaire et se protège derrière son bouclier de silicium. Après des années dans les forces spéciales, Edgar a quitté l'armée pour goûter à la vie civile, convaincu d'avoir appris assez pour défendre les siens le jour où son pays serait attaqué.
I think the point when I realized that politics really important is in high school while waiting for college, because we had a student protest called 太阳花 运动. It's one of the organized by students to protest about our policy against China. And I didn't really go to that, but I did. Back then I was looking to that topic, and I was also proud of these people because they were still studying. Because most students in Taiwan, when we were studying in high school and ready for college, we don't really care about too much other stuff. Our parents just told us to study and you don't have to worry about other things. So at that time, not much students will care about politics. Not much. Also, we are not be able to vote because we have to vote 18. But in the third year, also the final year of high school, most students have the first time to vote. So they might start to look into the politics issue and start to analyze which party and which candidate they like. Yes. All male nationals have to get enlisted for at least 4 months, which they do basic training. I do the 4 months basic training, but I think the year before I get in, it was still 1 year. So anyone who was born before 1994 has to do at least a year. But who was after 84, you can do just 4 months. And in the basic training, they just teach us how to shoot the rifles, and we have also one thing called 刺枪术. It's like really ancient way to use your, we put a knife in the front of the rifle and to stab the enemy. It's kind of like World War II stuff, but the army still taught us how to do it, but it's more like a show, more like to perform to a high rank officer to see whether we have the unity and needy, So I wasn't like that at all because for me, I want to learn some really comeback skills, and they didn't taught us that much in just 4 months. So, but I decided to join the army when I was in my 4-month service. So I signed a contract, then I started my 4-year right away. So after I joined the army, I choose the special force, which is parachute airborne units. So first of all, you have to go to a jump school where we call the home of the paratroopers. So you have to finish your 5 jumps first, then you can be a qualified paratrooper. Then you go through the unit, then start going through different training, like small arms. Like maybe you will be go to to the motor fire team, so you have to learn how to use the motor. And there will be also others specialty training, depends on what kind of job you're getting. Like for example, after I have the CQB, which is close quarter battle, we have small unit tactics, we have tactical combat care, casualty care, and I went to the sniper school, which I trained and qualified as a sniper, and then we also have different like kind of training. It's a lot. So in special force, you got a little bit more than other unit. Yeah, it's always like a cool image, you know. For me, special force, like they are the coolest dude on the world. They can do basically whatever they want to save the world. I know the image is maybe it's from a movie, it's not realistic, but for me, it's like they are like real life ninjas. And one of my favorite movie is called Pearl Harbor. It's a movie about Japan, Empire Japan invade Hawaii in World War II, and how the pilots kind of saved the day, and the patriotic, their heroism kind of moved me. So I was always wanted to do something like that. Because I still love what I do in the Army. I love to be a fighter. I love to be having a ability to protect someone. And I kind of hope everyone could have the mindset that if one day war is really happening, we all need to learn how to defend ourselves. Not just the soldiers inside Army will stand out. Like Ukraine, all the nationalists, no matter you're a woman, you're a child, or you just old, everyone has to fight for their land. Not just you can't just like go abroad when the war happened and come back when it's over. It's not like that. So we have to have this mindset that one day we will have to defend ourselves, our nation, and even that means you might have to sacrifice yourself for that. Yeah, I believe Taiwan has always been an independent country. Yeah, because we have different passport, we have different currency, we have our own president, we have our own laws and people. So for me, it's not a question. And to be honest, like, we have all, when the government moved to Taiwan from China, because they were kind of like having war with communists, right? And they got defeated, so they moved to Taiwan. And back then, they always wanted to fight back and take back the mainland China. But I think when the time flies and when people start having new generations, they just kind of don't want to do that anymore. Not anymore. They want to, okay, we can stick here. We can have a beautiful island, and we don't have to fight back and take back the mainland China. So right now, even in the Army, we have a lot of songs, Some lyrics are still talking about one day we'll take back China, but I don't think real people really thinks about that right now. I always like to compare this situation, like Taiwan and China's situation, like my parents. Like they were married, right? So they have me, but they are separated right now. But they are not divorced, but they didn't live together. So it's kind of like that, They don't really talk to each other, but they are still bonded because they are not divorced yet. So for me, it's like, if you're not moving and I'm not moving, it's like that. But like we won't be like disturbing others in each life. We're having our own life, but if someone asks me, I'm still married. It's like that. Yeah, they've always wanted to try to take us, not because they always talk about it. It's like the propaganda. They always told that Taiwan is part of China, we are not independent, and one day they will definitely come to take back the Taiwan. And it's been like years, I've heard all these things maybe 2010, So it's been over a decade. But to be honest, after I joined the Army, there was a period of time, maybe it's 2021 or 2022. I really thought that the risk is getting higher and higher. That the tension is getting, because I remember there's a moment like North Korea was also having so much tense with South Korea at the moment. So all the East Asia was intense. At that time, when I was inside Army, I really thought that, okay, maybe they will find a day and to invade us. Yeah, we always focus on like even the littlest rumors or any intel we have, and we already know that they have been like try to do like fight us in another way, maybe in the internet, in the cyber way, or in economic. And they also have so much like actions on in the sky. They will use the jet and to fly around Taiwan. And will have the fishing boat to attack our fishing boat. It's kind of like it keep pushing our lines, you know, keep testing our limits. Yeah, I think the people in the Army are ready because that's what we're trained for. But civilians are not. Yeah, and another interesting thing is I used to have a argument with my other friend in the Army. He was not in the special force. I'm not aware of what unit he's in, but he is in the Army. And he told me that he chose this job because he thought there won't be war happening. And it kind of blew my mind because I was like, okay, soldiers are supposed to be prepared for war. But he joined the Army because he thought there won't be war coming. So it's kind of like, I don't understand his logic, but I believe a lot of people think his way. So for me, that was something that I couldn't understand because I believe that not just China, maybe some bad thing will happen. We as soldiers must be ready for any kind of situation and to protect our country, yes. After Ukraine war happened, I found out that whether you are not in the Army or not, you still have to fight. And so after 4 years of training and all the things, I believe I want to do something else, you know, because I also know that war is not like happening like in tomorrow. So I also don't want to like just to do one thing in my life. I mean, as a career. So I think even if war happens, I can get back to fight no matter where I am or what I do. So that's why I left the Army. And the second reason is because we have some issues, you know. It's just like what I said earlier, they still taught us the 刺枪术 in basic training, which is not useful in modern warfare. And there are also a lot of examples like this. For example, our equipment is not up to date. It cannot hold rifle bullets. And we're talking special force. So if special force don't get the armor, proper armor to protect ourselves, how are we gonna protect the island, you know? So that's kind of frustrating me, kind of made me feel like I worked so hard, I trained so hard to fight, but you don't give me the proper equipment, then it's kind of like you're sending me to death. You know, you're not really making us ready like from inside out. So it kind of breaks my heart because it just shows you how they think, you know, how they not care about all the soldiers, yes. But I have to say they are progressing, just too slow, just a slowly progress. Because I can only say on the behalf of myself. When I was in the Army, we were told not to reveal any political intention because we should be neutral. We protect this island, not particular party. But for the past 8 years, it's only DPP have the presidency, right? So for me, it's like in this period, we have been keep arming ourselves. We have a lot of more national defense expense. We buy a lot of defense weapon, and we also have a lot of weapon update. Like we focus on building our submarines. We focus on building jet, or I can feel like they've been trying to prepare us for war, but the pace is not fast enough, because we can see now the war is happening in different ways we can imagine. Right now, the drone is the most effective way to kill someone or destroy a tank, but we are not real, like, and especially in Taiwan, we are like really outnumbered. So we must learn how to use this like guerrilla wars strategy to fight a bigger nation or party if they want to invade us. Yeah. No, because the eastern part of Taiwan is really hard to invade. So most military experts expect them to invade on the west coast. But however, for me, if I'm the Chinese, I think the most effective way is just close the ocean. So if they surround us, nobody comes in or out in the airspace, then one day we will, just because we rely on maybe food or energy from other country. So if they just do this and they do this long enough, then one day we need to break that, or we will like maybe insufficient of supplements. And most Taiwanese believe US is gonna help us, and I also believe that, because I know we are in a really strategic position on the Asia, but I'm not sure because we don't have oil, right? So, but like I believe USA won't have China to get bigger than USA, so protecting it is one of the ways to keep them from getting stronger. Yeah. So because we are an island, we are protected by the ocean, the Strait, Taiwan Strait. So that's also the reason why people are not so afraid of being invading, because they believe it's not so easy to, like, for Russians they don't have to cross any barrier. They just fly over the border, then or the tanks, they can walk into the Ukraine. But in Taiwan, people tend to believe that they were protected, and yeah, most of them believe US will help us to prevent war happening or stop China when they try to invade us. So that's kind of make us less aware of the real situation, make us lose our guard down. I believe Taiwan is already independent, but we are like heavily pressured by China in all the work organizations. They forbid us to join a lot of kind of organization, or like they forbid us to join the UN, but which we actually fucked up, because we quit the UN ourselves, because back then there was only one China seat in the UN, right? I believe most people, if not, no matter old or young, they don't want war to happen. They kind of want situation to remain like this. They just can continue to live. They don't have to worry about things like being invaded or what. But some teenagers might. I think more teenagers will think like US will protect us, but older people won't think that. Yeah. Some might even say they don't want to fight. If China invade, they will just surrender. Yeah.
Si ce témoignage vous a plu, pensez à vous abonner. On se retrouve tous les mercredis à 18h pour une nouvelle histoire quelque part dans le monde. Et si vous voulez aller un peu plus loin, je vous invite à découvrir Taïwan face à l'Empire, un documentaire qui retrace l'histoire insulaire de Chiang Kai-shek aux tensions contemporaines avec la Chine. Le lien est dans la description. À très vite.